Hey, Big V here. We're talking teams. And there's no more important thing to talk about than the daily huddle. So what's a huddle? What's the purpose of a huddle? Why do you do a huddle? Well, let's think about it. Okay, so what sports can you think of that do a huddle? I think about baseball, when the pitcher's having a bad game. All of a sudden you'll see the pitcher, the catcher, and the manager all come out and they meet somewhere around the mound. They talk about what's going on. They determine whether or not he's able to get his head in the game or whether or not his style of pitching is right for the next batter. And then they break their huddle and they go back and they either continue to throw differently or they bring somebody else in. Another example of a huddle would be a football game. So think about how often football teams huddle between plays. On the offensive side, they huddle every single down. They give a number or a code and they talk about what everybody's role and position is. And then they say ready, break, clap their hands, and everybody goes and does their thing. And then they run a play. Everybody knows where they're supposed to go. The quarterback throws the ball, runs the ball, or passes the ball off or hands it off or does a reverse play or whatever that happens to be. It's all determined in that critical moment called the huddle. On the sideline, the coach is calling in plays, running players back in, but they don't run them back and forth to the game. They run them back and forth into the huddle. The huddle is the most important part of the game. On the defensive side, we're looking at what happened in the previous play. How did they get through? How did they throw a pick? What happened? And we do a huddle. It's interesting that in these sports, huddles are a key component. In rugby, they call it a scrum. Every time there's a play, they come together and they get together, they lock arms, they talk about what they're going to do, they drop the ball, and everybody battles to get it, and they come out of the scrum knowing exactly what they're going to do. So here you are running a real estate team, and you got to figure out, what am I supposed to do in a huddle? We all get together? Now what? That's the worst. And the worst thing you can do is not come prepared. So let's think about what the purpose of the huddle is. Just like it is for sports, the huddle in business has the same desired outcome. To talk about what happened in the previous play and decide whether or not it worked and effective or it wasn't effective. To set goals for the current play of where everybody's going to go and have everybody clearly communicated with on what their role in their job is going to be. To work through any challenges and to notice when we have a problem or somewhere we have to have each other's back. And then to ready, break, go out and have a great day. The purpose of a huddle in your real estate team is to do exactly that. It's to get everybody together and say, what's up? How was your day? And then we use specific things that we track to measure success in the previous play. Let's see your daily success habits tracker. On the daily success habits tracker, we track 61 points of dollar productive activities. How many calls did you have? How many conversations did you have? How many appointments were set and how many appointments were met? What were the challenges in the appointments that were set and what were the ones that were met? If you made lots of calls, but you didn't set any appointments, maybe we can talk about what you're saying. If you are having lots of conversations and you're setting appointments, but you're not getting a buyer agreement or listing agreement done, then we can focus on or train to buyer presentations and listing presentations. You see, the beauty of a huddle is we gain clarity on what happened before and clarity on what's about to happen next. Okay, so now we get to the huddle, we look at our daily success habits. The next thing we want to focus on is in the left-hand side of the daily success habits is what we call our activity tracker. This is where we ask our team members to write down in 30-minute increments what plays they ran throughout the day. What did you do in 30-minute increments so that we can become aware of whether or not those activities were dollar-producing activities or not. A touchdown for us is, did we get a sale? Did we get an appointment? Or did we move a client forward in the process? The way that we measure is we track the right things. And the daily huddle is simply an opportunity to get together and share with us what's working, what's not working, so that we can make game time corrections, adjust what we're doing, and get on the path to a successful day. The next thing that happens in a daily huddle is it facilitates collaboration. I love it when you get into a huddle and you're like, hey, I made some calls today, and everybody I talked to said that they were thinking about it or they couldn't buy because interest rates are too high. When I hear my buyer's agents give me that feedback, well, I'm not going to run the same play. I'm going to give them different dialogue and a different script after the huddle to work on so we can determine if the new messaging creates a different result. You see, that collaboration is so critical for making game day course corrections that we're able to keep our people on track and moving forward and in the right direction. The next thing that it does is it establishes accountability as a choice. You see, when your team members know that every day you're going to ask for their 61 points and they can show you what they did and you're going to inspect what you expect, they show up prepared. And when they don't, your other team members are the ones that say, hey, wait a sec, I came in prepared. I don't understand why you're not prepared. When you have the right culture, the team leader can step back from accountability because the team members take it over. In a well-run team, a huddle is fun because it's run by the team members and they're all collaborating and talking to each other and helping each other go forward. The team leader is there just to throw plays in or give different scripts or give insider suggestions that will help everybody on the team perform at a higher level. The huddle is such a critical point, we gave it a name, and it's called the Daily Huddle. Now, you think that's funny that I say that, but when you add daily to huddle, it clarifies how often we should meet. Every day. There's a few reasons that we do a daily huddle. Number one is I can't make corrections today if I don't talk to you for 3 or 4 more days. You already forgot the problems you were having, and then when we start talking about them, you have a new set of problems. When we do a daily huddle, we can do on the spot, in the moment, adjustments to what's happening to grow our teams and to be successful. The next thing we do a daily huddle for is I want you to think about this culture of success that we talk about in all our videos. When we require in-person daily huddles, what happens is it forces our agents to get up, get in the shower, and dress for success. I know you think that's crazy, but when you get showered and you clean your hair and you shave or you curl, whatever the thing it is you do to get ready, when you do that in the morning, it changes your physiology. You're clean, you're dressed in nice clothes, and you're ready to meet with clients. When you get up and you throw your sweats on or whatever comfort wear you use at home and you throw your slippers on and you have your cup of coffee and you haven't showered and you get on the phone for a Zoom huddle, a client says, let's go meet, you got to get ready. You're in a different mindset and your physiology is different. So you're not ready to just let's go. So part of the reason we do a daily huddle is it gets us in uniform and it gets our game face on so that we're ready to attack the day. And when the moment happens that someone's ready to say, let's go buy or sell a house, we're prepared for it. The next thing that happens during the daily routine is we do the daily huddle. We look at our numbers, we make suggestions, we hold each other accountable, and then we go into practice. Practice makes perfect, and we practice our scripts and dialogues. People wonder why we do scripts and dialogue practice. I cannot even express to you how important it is. Have you ever been to a movie and been motivated by the dialogue of the actors or cried because they were able to bring emotion up inside of you? I mean, I cry in the previews to like chick flicks, so I cry at everything. It's not because I'm super emotional, it's because the writing and the scripting is so powerful that it's designed to use emotional intelligence to bring emotions out of us. We role play and we do script practice because we want to create that emotion with our buyers and sellers and get them out of being stuck and on the sidelines and into being fully engaged. The daily huddle, the daily role play, going through the daily huddle agenda and tracking the right thing and asking the questions is not just a optional component, but it's a critical component to success. If you'll do your huddles daily and you'll do them with routine, you're going to find that your team operates at a higher level. There's accountability that happens within the team so you don't have to do it, and all of your clients will have a better experience because your agents and your team members are in the zone. Give your team the time that they need every day. They expect a huddle, they need a huddle, they want a huddle, and you're the quarterback. Let's get them together and let's put them on the right path to make every day a successful day.